Okay, so there's the hinge bolted on there, and it's resting up against the headlight pocket. You can see this right here. The thing's just resting straight down on that pocket, and then here's your aluminum, but you're going to have a seal up there which kind of pads up against it. Does not follow the contour of the hood. Might be shaving down some of that aluminum. And you know, there's some spots where you got quite a gap, and like right here it's hitting. That's not going to work. And then up in the center of it, and I don't even have this part on, but I can trim that. The edges of it are touching right here. In the center of it there's 1.5 inch gap or more. And keep in mind that things in the front is sitting down as far as it'll go. It will not go down anymore because it's resting on the frame. In fact, it needs to go up a little bit to get off of the frame. And when you do that, it's really going to change this gap. And you know, they cut that right there, both sides. I wish they would have left that long. Then I wouldn't have to put some material back on there. I wish they would have left it too long. I understand they got to package it up and ship it, but I think they could have taped that thing on there even if it was too long. Same thing over here. And also sitting on the frame on this side. And same thing, you got aluminum touching here in the middle, you know, an 1.5 inch, 2 inch gap in other places. So that stuff can all be fixed. Yeah, at least I didn't have to make the part. The part's made, I just got to make it fit now, so it's not that big a deal. And here we have this situation here that still needs to be figured out. Once I get my hood sitting where I want it, it will be time to tackle those doors. Get those in there where I want them. And then I can start going crazy with the bodywork. So got a lot of work done on the hood today. A buddy of mine came over and helped out, so that was cool. He's a body man too. And it's coming around pretty good. Just like the hatch, the closer you get everything, the more it all kind of comes together. I thought at first I was going to have a big problem here, but got a nice edge there. This follows that body line right there, and that's going to have a pretty good gaps. The edge of the hood here, sitting good spot, about the same spot as the other side. And I had the laser set up on there, making sure it was good side to side and making sure it was good, level. And it's close enough now where it's time to get the hinges in there. Get that latched, the latch on there. Get it latched down. Got the struts in here, kind of a temporary type situation. The hinges on the adjustments on this side, it's all the way over that way, and the same thing with the other side, all the way over to one side. Even though the body's centered up and all that, but the deal is they put these in there wrong. One side's about 7 inches from that opening, the other side's about 8 inches, so there's about an inch difference. But that's just the kind of thing you get. There's a lot of differences on it side to side, but it should look pretty good. The main thing is when you're looking at it, you know, from up front, it all sits level with the rest of the car. Some things you notice right away when you look at it, and some things you'll never see at all. This side matches good here with the wheel opening, right here good with the body line. Again, I thought I was going to have to do lots of work there, but the closer it came to lining it up, the better that stuff all fit. I may have to add just a touch there. And then we still have the mess here. Which I got to work with. Thinking I'm going to trim that out, kind of keep the same gaps, the same look as I got here, make the door flush with the body, so when you open the hood it looks like it's all one piece except with the gap in there. And then when the hood's shut, like this side, you know, like I said, I'll probably trim that down, kind of round that off and kind of keep that look of that gap. So time to put the latches in there. And probably start to tackle these doors after that. My friend was over here. I was showing him this piece, how that's sitting in there. Told him how a couple of the guys have been modifying these things, and he got to looking here at how this hole, there's lots of adjustment to this thing to come out, so thinking just make a shim back here, let this bar come all the way out, and that may just give me what I need over here. Let that glass go in there without having to cut that bar up. So it's a good idea, and I'm going to try it. See how close it gets me. So there's the hood on there, sitting in a happy spot. I have the latches on there. Got about 4 or 5 hours into the hood, walking around it, moving it here, moving it there, picking the lesser of two evils because there's not much on it that's symmetrical. So you just kind of average it out, try and pick the spots that are going to be seen and get those the same side to side. It needs to be level, obviously. You're going to notice that right away. Your wheel arches, you're going to notice that. Try to get it here close as possible, even side to side. This spot needs to end up at the same spot. The hood opening around the cowl looks nice. And when you latch it, that's where it sits. So There's the latch sitting in there. This side was a problem. I really had to work with it. I think they got that rib in there wrong. So to where the driver's side, it's sitting right in the middle of where the mounting spot is, and even in the pocket for the latch, that's sitting right in the center, and the thing shuts like butter. This side I had to get forward as far as I can. I had to get this as back as far as I can, just to even get it to where it'd come close to shutting. But it's there. It shuts without too much effort. And this side I barely even got to push. It just sits right down on there. Lines up perfect. This side's got a little bit of a twist in it. But yeah, all said and done, it looks pretty good. That's about as good as I can get it. That's where it's going to sit. And from there it's just using Bondo to match everything up. So now it's time to move on to the doors.